This is a new one. So basically our goal here, the Who goal, D20 Bandit, thank you for the 500 bits, I appreciate it. The goal here is to get Necrotic Ooze in play, and then get Griselbrand and Borborygmos into our discard pile, and then we draw a bunch of cards, which includes a bunch of lands, and then discard them to Borborygmos' trigger off the Necrotic Ooze to deal a bunch of damage. So Monday being Meme Monday doesn't exclude the rest of the days of the week from the memenings that are modern. It just means that Monday's a special exception and it's all memes all day. The rest of the week we'll still have sprinklings of memes here and there. So Necrotic Ooze only gains the activated abilities of things in your discard pile, right? That's all the activated abilities. Yeah, so it does not get lifelink. Modern is basically full meme. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna bottom another Gristle Pig here. How am I doing? I'm alright. Life is swell. Got some yard work done this morning. Instead of going to the gym, I mowed the lawn. I pulled some weeds. I took a walk around the area to catch Pokemon. It's a good morning. My opponent opening with the comment that they are 1-3 in this league, which is funny. I play Pokemon Go pretty casually. I pretty much just accumulate the Pokemon that I like. My wife, Christy, is more into it than I am. I'm definitely ditching Gristle Pig here, right? I kind of want to keep the lands because I want to be able to cast Necrotic Ooze on curve. Like, if we flood a little bit, I have Faithless Looting to flashback to cycle through that. This deck list says to me, I wanted to make an EDH deck, but I had multiple... Oh, no! Chat. Relic. I don't have a deck list built for Jeskai Spirits yet, Justin. After yesterday, it was not quite at the top of the queue, so planning to put it together for tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Like, with the Fauna Shaman, if they don't have a lot going on here, we could be very okay. It'll be interesting to see how aggressive they want to be with this. Why are all the buttons in different places? Why are all the buttons in different places? Getting a little bit punished for keeping lands. No, I haven't, Pythrion. Just like a good value 2-for-1, basically. I'm gonna give my opponent a chance to mess up here. If they don't pop the relic in response to the Necrotic Ooze, We'll draw some cards. If they do, I'll just concede. Not really beating this and this. I think we had a chance there if they didn't have a follow-up, but like, you know, they're Tron, they're gonna have a follow-up. Does sideboard have any hate cards for Tron? Not really. I guess I get these Thoughtseizes, and I can bring in the Ancient Grudges. What's going on, Saw 3? Yeah, Savage Wrecker. Me too. This one deck's so sweet last time we played it. Alright, let's give this a go, I guess. I'm just gonna leave one Sage in. Let's board in this Abrupt Decay instead of the other one. No, I don't have a deck list currently, Justin. I usually build the decks when people ask me to build decks for them the day before I play it. And Jeskai wasn't up today because I wasn't in the top 4. Justin has a Kool-Aid pitcher emote. I asked him if he wanted a Kool-Aid pitcher for his cult or if he wanted his face, and he chose Kool-Aid pitcher. What's going on, Bagel? Good luck this weekend in Philadelphia. This hand got real stinky real fast, chat. I think I'm going to pass on one here. Because I don't really have anything that I actively want to discard yet. So I want to kind of like get one more card in my hand before I start making that decision. Good beat. I'm gonna discard this other looting because again I don't really have anything else I want to bid. And the next turn I can go third land flashback looting. Like if they don't have a relic, we could actually set up to kill them on 4 here. If we just like hit Gristlepig and some other stuff. Let's just move on with our lives. This is one of the big. This actually is like a good example of why like I don't think like traditional dredge is very good right now. I think they're these graveyard based decks that don't really have an alternative game plan to winning via the graveyard. I feel like there's so much incidental graveyard hate in the format just from people trying to beat Mardu Pyromancer and people trying to beat Storm, that like these slightly weaker decks that are also leaning on graveyard synergies tend to suffer a good deal because of that. One of the things that could be very interesting in this deck, I think maybe not playing any copies of Hooting Mandrills or Tasigur feels like a miss to me, because we could Eldritch Evolution those Delve creatures into Gristlepigs. I mean, so the Eldritch Evolutions are here to give us Necrotic Ooze redundancy, which I get that, and that's kind of neat. But I think not having like a couple of Delve threats that are just like good magic cards seems like a little bit loose. Okay, looks like Robot's hand's a little slow. Spike Feeder like kind of has a text box in matchups like this, right? Like it's just like block gain 4, so it's like a gain 5 or 6 usually. Their Affinity hand, a little bit medium to start so far. We'll see what turn 2 brings. Hopefully it's just like Steel Overseer for their payoff or Arcbound Ravager here so I can kill it with Collective Brutality. Fredwick 4 with that 9-month resubscription. Thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Welcome back. Excuse me, robots. Definitely firm believer in robots is the proper vernacular for what the opponent is doing. So they can't save this. It's just gonna like move over and make a 2/2. Details on how to pop into the Discord are here. Keep in mind that if you're a brand new sub, it can take up to 24 hours for it to sync automatically. And also note you'll need to be on a desktop computer for those instructions to work for you. Yep. Thanks for the support. Feels a little bad. I guess I just put this Spike Feeder into play here. It blocks this Memnite, slugging a 7. Discord is a chat service. Just do a quick Google search. It'll explain it better than I can. The TLDR is that like it's like IRC and Skype combined. Smuggler's Copter seems good if you're playing something like Young Pyromancer, where you have lots of extra bodies around to leverage. That is purely feisty. Actually, it's Jack Daniels. You know, it's almost 11 o'clock. I can drink Jack Daniels, right? Oh, I meant to tweet about that. The Monument Sisters YouTube video hit a bug of some sort while uploading to YouTube, and it wasn't processing past 360p in quality, so I had to delete it and re-upload it. So hopefully it'll process through, because the video is 1080 on my end, so I had that happen before. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm still a little congested, but at this point I'm not convinced I haven't developed some kind of allergies. It is 8:45 on the wrong coast, you are correct. So the Monument Sisters video will be back up later this afternoon, or this evening when I post. Alright, so what do I want to do here? My hand doesn't do anything, right? Well, there's the coast on the right side of the country, and then there's the coast on the wrong side of the country. It's a joke. Get it? I mean, I guess I'm just supposed to put Necrotic Ooze into play, so that way if I rip a Faithless Looting into the nuts, I can be good to go. So next turn, we're getting attacked for 2, 5 is 7, possibly 8, 9, 10. It's a Galvanic Blast. That's not good for our hero, chat. It's not good for our hero, chat. The secret to being always able to play 4 leagues in 6 hours is that one of your decks needs to fall on its face. Good news for this game, though. This matchup, I should say. Got 3 Ancient Grudges in our sideboard, chat. We came to play. Person that submitted this deck, they were like, you know that Affinity deck? Get it out of here. Get it out of here. think these spike feeders are kind of some nonsense. Is Pyroclasm good enough here? It's probably not, actually. Trim and Evolution, too. Let's do... Evolution or Lotleth Troll? It's tough. Yeah, there's definitely some games where Pyroclasm can be the stones against Affinity, but I feel like because we're technically like a pseudo combo deck, right? Like I just don't want that many clunky cards in my deck because I'm just gonna like dilute my primary game plan too much. What's going on, Torquete? Should have fetched on my turn, just get my auto pass in. Blood Crypt. Doing alright, Toxic Flames. Arcbound Ravager. Alright. I think I want to just play out Fauna Shaman here. And then next turn I can activate Shaman plus cast Ancient Grudge. Do I play other games like esports ones? No, not really. Does Pokemon Go count? Is Pokemon Go an esport? I don't know. I don't know. What do the kids classify as esports these days? That's a card. Alaricus with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. Thanks for supporting my stuff here this month. Did I ever play WoW? I did not. We played Guild Wars, the original, growing up. We did not have a lot of extra dollars to pay a monthly subscription. Okay. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. That's all I need, chat. All I need is a chance. Catareed Dream Car, thank you for the 313 subscription. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Yeah, we logged a lot of time playing Guild Wars back in the day. I don't think this deck is going to be memorable either, Lucatog. Turns out when your combo is a 4-mana card that dies to Lightning Bolts, it's a little medium in Modern. Yeah, King Fede, they're having a lot of issues over there with Hex. It's really sad too, because Hex is easily the best non-magic game I've ever played, but it's a testament to that. The little details that go into stuff like that are just as important as the quality of the game itself. Zach, I love me a meme in the morning. Thank you for the 6-month 3 subscription. I appreciate it. So I'm going to pump a chump here, ditch this Lotleth Troll to go get Necrotic Ooze, and like hope to do something next turn. Look at, you gotta crack a few eggs on the way to making an omelet, folks. You gotta play a few bad decks to make it through to the sweet ones. They can kill me with Infect here if they want to go for it. I have a land open though, so like I'm hoping that they want to play around Fatal Push or something like that. Because like if I don't set up Necrotic Ooze, I know I'm making a play that like leaves me dead on board if they want to go for it, but I also am just like in a position where if I don't go for it next turn, I'm gonna die the following turn regardless. So I'm just like hoping they play around a thing so we can try and do our thing next turn. Titan Shift or Mardu for Indy. I think if you enjoy the gameplay that Titan Shift produces, it is a very good Magic the Gathering deck. If you don't enjoy the gameplay that Titan Shift produces, then don't play it. Hi Ryan, thanks for checking out Honey, I appreciate the support. And again, even if they go for it here and kill us, I think it's the correct play to be willing to allow them to do this. Karn's very good in Affinity, I think. It fills a lot of different roles. Sweet, they didn't make us do it. Sweet, that's exactly what we wanted. All right. Non-zero chance we can win the game. Gosh, we have so many options. So I can only deal 15 here. But I can kill their board, right? I'm a really big fan of the Naya Landfall deck that we've played on stream a few times. I think the Naya Landfall deck is very reasonable. Alright, well their entire board is gone. Sweet. Alright, look at that. That's our thing. That's what we're attempting to do. That is what we're attempting to do. That's the goal. This is the... It's actually kind of powerful. Am I supposed to leave Spike Feeders in the deck? I don't know. They're in here to gain some health in situations like that. We could have gained 4. I guess that doesn't even let us draw more cards there. I think I'm going to click submit. Yeah, I'm just going to run it back. And again, I feel like that situation that we were just in that game was like kind of a textbook example of playing to win versus playing to not lose. So like while I gave my opponent the opportunity to kill us, the fact that we had a land up made them stop and think about it, and then ultimately they chose not to kill us to play around a piece of removal. And that gave us the ability to set up to actually win the following turn, as opposed to if I had Ancient Grudge that turn, I would have simply been playing to lose more slowly. There is a link below the stream. It says big button that says submit deck. You can click on that and fill out the Google form for a deck you'd like to submit. Right now, I'm only accepting larger donations for decks to add to the queue, but I'm expecting maybe even as soon as Friday to have the queue open back up for $10 donations to get things into the queue again for subs. Do I want to mulligan this? I feel like I'm pretty hard pressed to mulligan opening hand Ancient Grudge against an Affinity player who mulliganed. I like Fauna Shaman too. Hopefully we draw Faithless Looting it to filter through some of this. The problem with that, Snyder, is that there are far more relics and Leylines in the format than there are Grafdigger's Cages and, like, Rest in Pieces. Like, a lot of the graveyard hate that exists in Modern is, like, actually exiles the graveyard. I agree with you that if Grafdigger's Cage was more popular, that would be a reasonable one to be playing, but Grafdigger's Cage isn't particularly popular, in my opinion. And unfortunately, we don't have objective data to back up that feeling. Otherwise, I'd just look at that, obviously, but I feel like from my experience playing the format a bunch that I don't see that many cages. Kanamis, thank you for the 2-month free subscription. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Nope, not even 03 decks. We're actually just getting pretty close. Like when I fired up today, we were down to 51 decks in the queue. We were at almost 90 when I initially put the queue on partial freeze. So my goal was to get it back below 40. All of the decks I'm planning to play today are listed in the stream title. You can also find them in the donation queue. You can find them listed in the donation queue widget under the stream. Lots of really fantastic ways for you to help yourself by finding that information. Let's see what they have in their hand. Okay, that makes sense. I assume we're going to see Ink Moth fire up again here. Likely Gabriel Paints. I never make promises because people send me dollar bills all the time. So I don't want to say like, oh, we're going to guaranteed unlock it at this day, and then like I get a bunch of $50 donations or 2 or 3 subs to like push it back up. Alright, so it's Necrotic Ooze. I guess Faithless Looting and see where we go. See where we get. I'm gonna ditch these lands. I'm gonna play this Fauna Shaman. I'm gonna play this fetch land. I think you just use the command too quickly. AGH, there's a cooldown so that way people can't spam it. So I kind of want to hold this land in my hand, right? No, I guess that's not true because next turn I want to be able to activate Fauna Shaman and play Necrotic Ooze. So I'm going to pass the turn here. We'll have Grudge, Flashback, Grudge. It's not a bad idea, Core. You know what? I'm taking damage here I didn't have to take. Oh, and I tapped my lands wrong too. Gosh, I guess I'm just not flashing this back. I'm just not going to flash it back. Gonna take 2 here, down to 12. I could discard the Troll to get Griselbrand and play Ooze, but like, what does that accomplish for me? I guess it lets me draw. It lets me take 1 draw right away. This way is a little bit more conservative, so I'm going to guarantee to have the Borborygmos, which is nice. It also leaves me the ability to flashback the Ancient Grudge should I need to. I guess I died a Galvanic Blast because I took that extra damage. They had Blast, would they have killed my Shaman? I don't actually know at this point. Oh, they don't have Metalcraft. That's sweet. Good catch. Good catch. It's also kind of sweet that Necrotic Ooze gets the ability of... Fauna Shaman from the discard pile, which is kind of sweet. I mean, the answer is almost assuredly this deck is not better than Griselbrand. I don't think anyone would make that claim. I think it's just different and interesting. Opponent said GG's, good games, opponent. Alright, well, we're 1-1. Slow and steady, slow and steady. This deck plays EDH cards. Let's be honest. A lot of modern decks are wannabe EDH decks, right? Like EDH decks, so they let you play multiple copies of cards. Morning, Great Kern. Yeah, the Abrupt Decay art is quite fantastic. It's a promo of some sort in paper. I'm going to sneak this one right here. Oh, Heteronics. What color land do I want here? Probably a Blood Crypt. Probably a Blood Crypt. So we're definitely binning this dork. Do I want to get rid of a Spike Feeder? I think I'm going to get rid of a Spike Feeder. When you were teaching, did you feel the rules and regulations for interacting with students who are overbearing? I just found out I can't send cookies to school with my kid to share in case of allergies or food poisoning. That's actually pretty common. A lot of schools just don't allow any peanut-based things just to be safe. And you can, you generally aren't allowed to bring homemade stuff in. It has to be store-bought and, like, sealed in a package for safety reasons. I actually didn't teach children ever, really. I spent 1 semester teaching high school as a student teacher, but I primarily, my time spent teaching was spent teaching, I'm going to use the term adults. Some of them were actual adults. A lot of them were like, 18, 19, 20. And you know what this Eldritch Evolution is really good against? Counterspells. Who's excited about these counterspells? Legally adults. Yep, that's a good way to put it. Legally. Thankfully, We've got this good old-fashioned Faithless Looting here. Adults in the legal sense of the word. Adults in that if they had committed a crime, they would be tried as an adult. Oh, look at that, chat. We found some gristle pigs. We found some gristle pigs, chat. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. You could argue we're doing it. I would like the record to reflect that that was game one. And I'm moving on with my life. That was game one, and I'm moving on with my life. Sometimes, chat, you need to understand that sometimes other people want it more than you, and that's okay. You shouldn't get upset. You should just go, you know what? They needed this way more than I did, and you just roll right along. That opponent was the embodiment of Twitch chat. They want to board in surgical all the time, so they're like, you know what? Let's just main deck surgical. Let's skip the sideboarding part. I always got to cut something. Might as well just start at game one. Hallowed Fountain decks are sick of you talking trash and are coming for you, right? Gosh darn. That was too much. Add this to the highest deck in the queue with surgical on the board. Thanks to Beer Spy, will do. Alright, so I'm going to escalate this Collective Brutality here because the health might be useful for us and this Fatal Push is certainly dead. Yeah, I'm going to take Sylvan Scrying here. Opponents probably like super excited right now. They're just like, oh, I metagamed him so hard. Nobody's ever been metagamed as hard as Hogland right now. Gosh darn it. We just like not get carned once in our life. Josh with the 3-month resubscription. Thanks for the quarter-year support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Now I need a rant at a 5-0. I don't know. I wouldn't hold your breath. Well, what decks are we playing today? Elves and Scrit. Actually, all three of the decks we're playing after this could reasonably give you a 5-0 on your bingo sheet. They're all pretty good. Scred won a Grand Prix, right? Ain't that the truth? Yeah, I'm excited to play Elves with 4 clan colors today. Hand is so close and so far away. We 5-0'd with Blue-Red Delver Fae. Sunday? Was it Sunday? I think it was Sunday. Sunday sounds right. We're gonna play a turn 1 relic and I'm gonna concede the game. Maybe we'll play a match 5. Maybe not. This deck's really clunky and awkward. I don't use the words bad something else lightly, but this is bad Griselbrand. You can definitely check off concede entire match game 1 thanks to that last match. Alright, I'm casting this because next turn we can evolve it into Necrotic Ooze and then draw our deck. You know, assuming we don't get Karn tier. Yeah, you know, alright. Sure. You've made me hate Tron, and I don't even play Modern. Alright, well, oh, actually, I should attack them first here, right? I'm gonna attack them, because there's actually a chance we kill them here. We actually have a chance to end the game this turn, which is, like, kinda sweet when you think about it. They are never gonna let us untap with a creature again. Where am I Necrotic Ooze at? So, if we draw 6 lands and a Borborygmos, we get to kill them here. Sorry, 5 lands and a Borborygmos. Need a Borby. There's only 2 Borbs in our deck, so, like, good chance we miss. Oh, baby. Guess who didn't miss? Guess who's got 2 thumbs and didn't miss, chat? This guy right here. Alright, well, let's move to hand size here. Bin all of these bad Mamma Jammas, and then during their upkeep, we will kill them. Alright, this was actually kind of impressive, right? Like, credit where credit is due, this was actually pretty impressive. Like, kind of impressed right now. We did just beat turn 3 Tron. If they fumble and bumble a touch here, we could kill them. Boop. Just boop, boop you on the nose. Boop, boop you on the nose. Boop, boop you. Boop you. Boop you on the nose. Yeah, it's great. Not getting asked to redirect on every trigger is A+. He was playing Soul Spikes. I think I know what that card does. It's like 4 damage, right? They're never gonna let us untap with a creature again. We got our freebie in there, but they're not going to let us untap with the creature again. So hopefully they mulligan and fumble and bumble a little bit this next game. Give us a chance to take advantage, or if we like open on a Thoughtseize or something. Daily reminder that turn 3 Batterskull would have stopped that, right? There's video footage out there of an open of me playing against Ali Andrazi while he's playing Tron and I mine Kiki Court, and he mulled the 4 and turned 4 Ugin me, and it was just like, yep. Yeah, seems pretty good. Lotleth Troll lets me get Gristlepig into the bin. I've watched that VOD so many times. I'm glad my pain can bring you pleasure. Yeah, we can beat the Relic, I think. Feel like we can... Oh, that was the wrong fetch. Needed a black source here. Now I have to shock myself. And shocking ourselves is super relevant because every hit point matters. I ideally need to stay above... Ideally, I need to stay above 14 health so I can draw twice. So I 10 out of 10 should have played this and fetched for a basic swamp there. I'm gonna discard this Walking Ballista so they can't kill my Lotleth Troll. You do in fact have your 6-month trading sword, Kurdia. They are fumbling and bumbling. They kept their opening hand based on the power of Relic of Progenitus. And we're currently in a reasonable spot to beat that, actually. So, like, next turn, I'm going to go Necrotic Ooze, ditch Griselbrand once the Necrotic Ooze is in play. And I'm like, I get to draw cards before they get to do this. Lotleth Troll aspect here is really interesting. I wonder if this deck wants cards like Grizzly Salvage or more Satyr Wayfinders. Something along those lines. What does Ballista do in this deck? It allows you to turn counters from off your Necrotic Ooze into extra cards, potentially. Yeah. Murder people with Troll/Ooze. That's exactly what it does. Alright, need some lands here. Did I find enough lands? I think we're one short. Are we one short here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I haven't attacked yet. I haven't attacked yet. That's sweet. This guy's got trample, chat. This guy's got trample. Y'all ready for this? Do 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 do. Y'all ready for this? Do 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 do. All right, all right. They stumbled and fumbled, and our hand was pretty good. Alright, resolves. Alright, when this comes together, it's pretty I feel like the Lotleth Troll, I was wondering if the Lotleth Troll was good. It seems pretty reasonable. I don't know that I feel like there's some bad filler cards in here, like the Fauna Shaman feels good. These Spike Beaters and these Walking Ballistas feel pretty terrible. I'm not sure I understand this Squee Goblin Nabob. I think, and this is what my gut says. My gut says I would cut this, these, and this, and I would add 2 more Satyr Wayfinders, and I would put some Delve creatures in here. I would play probably like 1 Tasigur and then 2 to 3 Hooting Mandrill, so we could Eldritch Evolution the Delve creatures into Griselbrand. I think being able to Eldritch Evolution into Griselbrand while playing more reasonable modern cards seems like a very noble and reasonable goal. Troll plus Feeder is a lot of life. It's not really a Turtle Witness. It's a pretty minimal amount of life. I don't think Necrotic Ooze is good in Griselbrand. I think Necrotic Ooze is a card that gets hosed by graveyard hate, just like the rest of your deck. They just suspend Ancestral Visions. God bless your little heart. Suspended Ancestral Visions. We did not ever play the Delve Evolution deck. I just play what the people send me dollar dues to play. And Blue-Red Fae. We're also going to play some Blue-Red Fae. We're going to squeeze some of those in of my own accord over the next couple weeks. I feel like this deck wants some Ground Seals. That's a cute card, Lost Lurgoyf. I can see that being okay. I don't know, it doesn't do anything against, like, Rest in Peace and stuff, though, so maybe it's not good enough. Fauna Shaman not only finds Oozes Burgle, but it searches up Griselbrand and, what's his name? It searches up the Gristle Pig and Borborygmos too. So it does a good deal. In my humble opinion. Also, more Satyr Wayfinders give you more things to evolve into Necrotic Ooze, which is good. I once had a dog that only had his 2 front legs. It was kind of a ground seal. Ba-dum-tsh. Fauna Shaman does also eat removal, which is true. And while that seems like it's not that big of a deal, like, our Necrotic Ooze also dies to removal. I like the idea of Delve threats in this deck, too. Because, like, Delve threats plus Lotleth Troll kind of give you, like, this weak beatdown backup plan. And I think that that's not completely unreasonable. I want to start on Faithless Looting. Definitely ditching Squee. I think I would play the 6 mana Delve creatures because they're easier to put into play, and you only need a 6-drop Delve Evolution into Griselbrand. Put my Fauna Shaman into play here. I mean, I've literally fetched 2 basic lands. Yeah, I think Troll plus Squee is too slow and cute. That's far too slow for Modern. Oh no, chat. Oh no. They're sculpting our minds, chat. They're sculpting our minds. Oh no. Like, could you imagine if, like, this Walking Ballista or this Squee had been a Delve creature, and we would have, like, put a Delve creature into play and, like, evolved into Griselbrand here? Like, that would have been very, very good for us. Alright, I'm gonna start with this Faithless Looting, because if we find a Necrotic Ooze and a Griselbrand, it'll be absurd. Yeah, we're 2 and 2, Zothri. We are 2 and 2. Well, that's a lot of bricks. Start by attacking with the Satyr Wayfinder. Gotta keep their big scary Jason check. I don't really care if this dies, so I think waiting to play it out with Regenerate Up is whatever. Getting a Bolt out of their hand means it's one less thing I need to play around when I have Ooze in play eventually. Demanding Dragon. I don't even know what the text box is on that card. That seems really terrible. It doesn't even have flash? Like, come on now. There's an Ooze. Okay, so we still don't have... Not everything has resto. I mean, the text box kind of... What is this card doing? Draw a card. All right. If only there was some way to communicate what these magic cards are doing. All right, so I'm going to smash into Jace here. Just hoping to draw a Griselbrand. Alright, if they don't have a counterspell and we find a Griselbrand, we could be okay here. Yeah, I don't have any payoffs in the bin. We're halfway through our deck and I haven't found a Borborygmos or a Griselbrand yet. I have not touched anything with Artifact, no. Censorship in Canada. No, I could Eldritch Evolution into the thing. So the problem here is that my opponent is going to be able to draw 5-7 cards next turn, so we're just dead, right? Yeah, I think I'm off this for now. Let's talk about things I think that could make this better. I think this Spike Feeder Walking Ballista package is kind of whatever. It didn't seem that particularly impressive and just like introduces a bunch of kind of individually weak cards to the deck. I think this Squee is kind of unimpressive as well. I think if I was interested in making this deck a little bit better, I would cut these 6 cards. The direction I would go, I'd cut these 6 cards. I would add 2 more copies of Satyr Wayfinder because it's a card you can Eldritch Evolution into Necrotic Ooze. Troll and Ballista don't really accomplish anything. It doesn't actually kill Jace. I can only put 2 counters. The Lotleth Troll can only discard creature cards. If I could discard any card, that would be fine, and I'd kill the Jace, and it'd be whatever. But... So, I think I would turn these 6 cards into either 3 to 4 Delve Threats plus 2 Satyr Wayfinders. 4 Delve Threats might be too many, but I think I'd start there. I'd play 1 Tasigur and 3 Hooting Mandrills, because not only does that give us like this kind of medium beatdown plan with Lotleth Troll plus Delve creatures, but we can Eldritch Evolution a Delve creature into a Griselbrand, which is obviously pretty powerful, right? Just like getting Griselbrand into play on turn 3 to 4. So I think that's the direction I would take the deck. Basically just like increasing the density of powerful draws that we can have, because when we have Necrotic Ooze going on, the deck feels really powerful and pretty nutso, but like when you don't have ways to get to your payoffs consistently, so basically we just want more ways to increase the consistency and make Eldritch Evolution more flexible. Like right now, Eldritch Evolution is basically only turning into Necrotic Ooze, whereas if you added Delve creatures, you'd have more ways to have your Eldritch Evolutions be really powerful. I would play 1 Tasigur, and then I would play 3 Hooting Mandrills. I think the extra cards you have to delve to get to Gurmag Angler is not worthwhile, and you only need a 6 mana creature to evolve into Griselbrand. I think cards like Stitcher Supply are really terrible. People undervalue like how much just milling 3 cards is worth. Yeah, we're not Dredge. You want selection. I think if you wanted more types of selection, you could play something like Cathartic Reunion as well. But honestly, I don't mind having a couple Brutality and a couple Push just to like have a few interactive elements for decks that are going to try and get under you.